I'd like to introduce Vince Long, Leon County for 17 years. He became county administrator about a year ago. Under his leadership, county government has stressed innovation, transparency, and a people-focused, performance-driven culture. And most recently, I might add, he was a conductor at the Tallahassee Symphony Pops concert at Southwood, and he swings a mean baton. Vince Long.
Thank you, Gil. Okay, we're going to talk about some of the same projects tonight. So in the very brief time that I have, I wanted to emphasize the important connection between people, these projects, and place, which is a relationship that I believe is critically important to how we fast forward as a community, especially in these tough times. What's not to love about our community? A community that's welcoming and vibrant, a great place to live and work and raise a family, where local governments engage with our partners and citizens, people like you, like Village Square, like KCCI and LT, on important matters facing our community. I say this because that is essentially the 22nd version of the Board of County Commissioners' new vision statement. But it's never been more difficult to create and sustain that vision, never easier to slip and become anywhere USA. I want you to see the truck in this picture. Every local government has an entire department dedicated to making this truck happy. Great communities focus on creating places that make people happy, places worth caring about, or else why would anyone bother? But there are challenges, as you can see by the arrows here, and our economic condition is a major challenge to economic investment or local government investment in our community. The picture says 1,000 words, and these are pictures of actual county services in this new normal of ours. And as scary as these arrows are, the next ones are even scarier to any community. In times like these, you see, absent any meaningful intervention, more and more people identify as disenfranchised individual taxpayer and less like something that looks like stakeholder in the success of the community. I contend to you that the ratio of bumper stickers like this in any community is probably as good a metric as any to what we're going to do, how we're going to live, and what we're not going to do. We fast forward as a community when we get the arrows moving in the right direction, and that comes from understanding the strong correlation between people's connection to the community and economic vitality, or else a project is just a traffic delay or a meaningless expense. So we move forward in our community not by new projects alone, but by tapping into people's powerful connection to place, by strengthening our relationship and by engaging people in our community in meaningful ways. These are real areas of emphasis for the county, and you'll find these in the projects and initiatives that I'll highlight tonight. So you've already heard about this project, and for good reason, and you'll probably hear about it again later on tonight. But what I wanted to highlight is that this project on Gain Street, I think, represents really the best of partnerships, with the City of Tallahassee taking the lead on this project and the county committing over $10 million to this worthwhile project, and linking a City-County Blueprint 2000 project that cascades with an FSU Boosters project at Collegetown. This next graphic shows that connection. It shows the type of private projects which follow public investment. But it takes even more than that. I contend that it takes great and genuine relationships among the institutions. And that's why projects like the new Town and Gown initiative that's an outgrowth of KCCI and headed up by Mike Pate is so important. So once you create places that people want to be, how you play as a community makes a difference. Through Leon County's Division of Tourism, we are focused not only on attracting visitors, but attracting and retaining talent in our community. At the amphitheater that you see here under construction, when finished, this will be a top venue for talent in our community. What started out as a stormwater project has been transformed into a place for people when we added the new East Side Branch Library with walking trails around the lake, under the oak trees. This is a place for people quite literally to find meaning, for neighbors to convene, and it replaces the old strip mall storefront. If you haven't been there yet, you really must go. And speaking of libraries, the county has taken another empty big box and creating a town center with a library and a community space as an anchor. You see here neighbors engaged in helping shape the future of their community. When you see what Ed Murray started in Midtown, we hope to have the same catalytic impact in the Northwest, working with an entire DRI. All right, when it comes to our emphasis on strengthening our partnerships, when it matters the most, nothing exemplifies this more than the public safety complex. With the county and the city and the sheriff's department working together, this will be one of the most collaborative and high-tech facilities of any of its kind in the country. In the planning stages of this project, we provided land for the new Red Cross building. When complete, this facility will house all emergency dispatch communications, EMS, fire, city traffic management, and county emergency operations center. Again, making one of the most integrated emergency complexes in the entire country. Projects like these and projects like you will see more of tonight don't just happen. And that's why we created the new Design Work Studio in the City County Department of Planning, Land Management, and Community Enhancement, or PLACE. And you will be hearing from our great director of PLACE, Wayne Tedder, in just a moment. But it's located at the Renaissance Center. The new design studio recognizes that good community planning is more than building codes and land use regulations. It's about bringing people together to create a vision and working toward that vision together. I believe that this is going to be key for our next best chapter in our community. When is a website worthy of a presentation like this? I think when it engages people in ways that we never have before. This new site really connects people to their government. It demystifies governmental processes, as it promotes transparency, and it builds trust. This is just another small step of moving people in that direction towards stakeholder and the success of the community. And speaking of meaningful engagement, we recently launched the new Citizen Engagement Series. This is a year-long program that provides the opportunity for citizens and county officials to regularly interact in a more informal setting. These are highly immersive sessions where we invite citizens to be a part of the solution. And participation has been very, very strong, and we're learning a lot from one another. Sometimes, folks, meaningful engagement and building relationships is as simple as saying thank you. On behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, I want to invite each of you to a community celebration in downtown Get Down fashion as we say thank you to our local armed forces and members of the veterans for their sacrifice for our community. That's on May 18th. In closing, everyone, what's new is great, but let's remember, new doesn't last. What does are the relationships that we forge as co-creators in our community, and the connection that we make between people and these projects, these places, so that they continue to evolve and create interest and meaning. And that will take all of our continued commitment to make that happen. And with that, I'm done.